All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99 back with another WMMA chat video. All right, y'all, back with another one. Let's talk about the flyweight tournament, June 13th. This is the second round for the women. This is going to be on the PFL card coming up June 13th, another Thursday card. It's going to have the heavyweight men and the flyweight women. And I just want to go through all the matchups on this card. One of these fights on the card was announced, but according to a certain fighter, it was fake news. And I just want to go through my thoughts on the matchups again. Y'all know how PFL works these tournaments. Like they always got these weird matchups, like where the winner fights the loser, or the loser fights the loser, or the winner fights the loser 2 or 3 times. Like they always kind of had these weird type of brackets with it. I don't know how they work it out like that. It just seems weird compared to like the tournaments we've seen like in the Ultimate Fighter or Invicta. When Invicta did the tournaments for the bantamweight, strawweight division, the flyweight division before, they would always, or atomweight division, they always match up winner versus winner. There would be a semifinals and the finals, right? So y'all know how it works. They got their matches kind of like this again, and I want to go through and talk about them here real quick. But starting from the bottom up for the women. All right, so Caitlin Neal versus Samiko Inaba, before we get excited, right? Caitlin Neal announced that this fight is not happening. She put on her IG that it is fake news. She said that this fight's not happening. Her and Samiko Inaba are not on this card. They're not fighting. Now, according to Tapology, they got Samiko Inaba and Caitlin Neal up there scheduled to fight. But according to her, she's not fighting. And if we're going by the fighters, because they're the one getting in the cage, the fight's not happening. All right. So, yeah, WMMA rankings, they had posted this up that this fight is happening. But according to Caitlin Neal's IG, the fight's not happening. I don't know why. She didn't post. She just said fake news. I don't know if Samiko Inaba's still hurt. I don't know if she's hurt. I don't know if they're both out of the tournament or what. But, Samiko Inaba, I wanted to see her fight in this thing. I wanted to see her make it, see how far she could make it. And I wanted to see how she could hang with some of these flyweights. I'm hoping everything's all right with her because I feel like she was going to be a good addition to this tournament. But as for Caitlin Neal, I don't know what's going on with her. I really don't know. She's just kind of been inactive since her last fight with PFL. So we'll see. But, yeah, you're looking at Tapology. They got this fight up there, but it's not happening, y'all. Just letting y'all know. All right, second fight on here, Juliana Velasquez versus Lisa Malden. The losers of the first round of the flyweight tournament. Y'all know Julia Velasquez had to fight Liz Carmouche a third time, so she's on a 3-fight losing streak now. Lisa Malden got finished by Dakota Ditcheva. My thoughts on this one. Now, this should have been the first fight for Juliana Velasquez. This is exactly the fight I said they should have made as far as starting it off, because Juliana Velasquez been out 2 years and gonna make her fight the same fighter again that beat her 2 times. And on top of that, it's just not a good. It just wasn't a good, entertaining fight. Like if Juliana Velasquez happened to beat Lisa Malden in the first round, and maybe Taila Santos, and her and Liz Carmouche made it to the end, makes sense, right? But as a first fight, no, it didn't make sense. This one does, because it's more on the level for Lisa, for both Lisa and Juliana Velasquez. For Dakota Ditcheva, she was already a better striker than Lisa Malden, and she was going to bring that energy. So that's what they wanted to set up, of course. But this one here would have been a good confidence builder for Juliana Velasquez, having been out 2 years, So now with that third loss on her resume, I'm kind of thinking, it's going to have to be, a confidence builder for sure for Juliana Velasquez. And I almost got it 50-50 here. I lean towards Juliana Velasquez here, but I think that Lisa Malden has a bit of a better ground game and clinch control, and I think that with her pressure, she might be able to get in there. But if Juliana Velasquez is able to control that distance like she used to against some of her previous opponents and, counter strike, maybe she can win this by a decision or even a stoppage. But if it goes to the ground, I favor Lisa Malden, maybe even on the inside too, because she can bully and she has that physical strength. So this one might actually be competitive, and yeah, that's a good matchup now. You got the 2 losers in here that whoever could come out on top, they could probably fill in if somebody else has to pull out, right? All right. Third fight, you got another loser versus loser. Alari Hawani versus Shanna Young. Alari Hawani, she got finished in 1 round by Taila Santos. Kana Watanabe dominated Shanna Young, right? My thoughts on this one, I don't really see this one as a technical matchup here. I see this one as being kind of explosive. Yeah, I think Alari Hawani got the better hands, better sharp boxing. sometimes, you know, she sticks that chin out there and she's a little reckless. Shannon Young, she likes to come forward and brawl a little bit. You know, she'll let her hands go. Nothing really solid technically about her, but I think, you know, she has her moments in the fight, but sometimes I just feel like she'll go in there and get dirty. You know, she's like that type of scrappy fighter, and Ilaria Iwani, she welcomes those type of fights. But quick explosiveness, I have to give that to Ilaria Iwani, you know, on the ground as well as on the feet. There's always that wild card factor with both of these fighters that I don't really see anybody taking over. It might just come down to somebody landing that big shot on the chin, or maybe finding that little hiccup on the ground and then finding that rear naked choke or armbar. So I see this one as a 50-50 fight as well. I see this one as another 50-50 fight, but I can see it going. I can see it ending in a finish the way these two fight. All right. So yeah, the fourth fight on the card we got is Taila Santos versus Jena Bishop. All right. Shout out to Taila. Shout out to Jena Bishop. Y'all know I'm a fan of Jena Bishop over here. I've been telling y'all about this girl right here. She's in for a dangerous fight, y'all. She's in for a dangerous one. But I'm kind of with Jena on this one, man. Shout out to Jena Bishop. You know, I had hit her up on IG, and because she had posted this on her IG about how, you know, the loser of her last fight, right, which was Chelsea Hackett, goes on to fight on the main event card against Dakota Ditcheva, right? How something like that happens. And I hit her up too. I was just like, that's how they do. You know, that's how PFL does. That's their matchmaking. I don't understand it either. You know, it's almost like we know who they're trying to feed easy opponents and who they're trying to build up, right? Whereas, you know, Jena Bishop, I think she earned that spot to fight against Dakota, but she's taking on another tough test in Taila Santos. You know, this is a winner versus winner, which makes sense too. You know, Taila Santos, you know, she went in there and destroyed Ilaria Iwani. Now she's going in here with another fellow solid grappler, and Jena Bishop. You know, Jena Bishop, she's got a lot of experience on the ground. You know, she started off in MMA a little later, but as far as her jiu-jitsu, I think this would be a tough fight for Taila Santos. You know, I think that if it goes to the ground and in the grappling department, it could go either way. Taila Santos, she's physically strong. I know she has more experience. She's a little better in the stand-up. You know, so I think that's where Jena Bishop needs to avoid. You know, I think Jena Bishop definitely has hands. She's definitely developing her hands. You know, she wasn't afraid to because she wasn't afraid to land some shots and, you know, get in there and slug it out with Ilaria Iwani, if y'all remember that fight before it went to the ground. You know, she landed some big shots on Ilaria Iwani in that one before it went to the ground. So if she can get on the inside and fight more of a hook game and stay away from the long strikes, stay away from the left hook of Taila Santos, maybe get off her own shots and get her straight to the ground, then that could be her type of fight, you know, and her ground and pound is good. You know, Jena Bishop ain't afraid to scrap on the ground. That's what Taila Santos lacks. Like, Taila Santos, good fighter on the feet, very strong, and, you know, I knew she would make it there to fight Valentina when she was in the UFC, but the thing that took away from her victory or chances of getting a victory is, you know, lack of ground and pound when she gets on the ground. Like, Jena Bishop, she will work. Like, when she's getting you in that position, she's hitting you with strikes. You know, she's got good ground and pound. So that's something that Taila needs to avoid in this fight. You know, Jena Bishop stays busy on the ground. She's tough on the feet. As for Taila, I think she's a little bit more technical with the Muay Thai. She's bigger and a little bit stronger. So this one here, I wouldn't be surprised if Taila won, but if Jena Bishop is able to drag this thing out on the ground, she's got a gas tank, she could win this fight. But this is going to be another good one. This is a good competitive fight. But, yeah, I can feel Jena Bishop wins. I thought that Jena should have been on the main card fighting Dakota, but you see how they did. All right. So the next fight, Liz Carmouche taking on another familiar face, another rematch, Kana Watanabe. Oh, man, come on, y'all. Like, for real? Like, I know, look, this one here is not a bad fight. It's not really a bad fight. It's not as bad as scheduling Juliana Velasquez a third time, but still, man, like, you just brought Liz Carmouche into the mix with PFL. Let her fight some of these PFL fighters. That's the first thing I got to say. Let her fight some of these PFL. That's the whole purpose of bringing them in, so you can mix them up. Like, y'all act like all we got is Bellator fighters to fight. You keep giving her the same face. Look, she just fought Juliana Velasquez 3 times in a row. Now you got to fight Kana Watanabe again. So in a way, it's like nothing against Liz Carmouche, but it's like PFL is just focusing on her and Dakota in this thing, and they're feeding them easy fights. Like everybody else got a tough opponent. Taila got a tough opponent. Junior Velasquez has some tough opponents. So it's like, what's going on? Like, it could have matched Liz up with Taila Santos already, or somebody else, or Jena Bishop. But like this fight here, it's another familiar face, and on top of that, it's another one that Liz Carmouche knocked out in the first round, right? I know Kana Watanabe has improved. She's gotten a little bit better, but still, I don't think her hand game, her defense is that improved. Like, still a little sloppy with how she's stepping forward in with the strikes. Still gets hit easy. Look, Ali Malay was hitting her with some good shots before they went to the ground. So you're looking at Liz Carmouche, who's better on the ground, has better hands, and knowing that she can land that right hand again over the lazy left of Kana Watanabe, it could end quick because Kana's a little chinny. These Skillholz and Lariawani, they hit Kana Watanabe with some big shots. Like, she came out the victor, but I think Liz Carmouche, when she sees that open, she going to finish her again. So this is another one, man. This is just another one of those fights I feel like shouldn't be happening. Liz could fight somebody else, match her up with one of the PFL fighters. That should have been the whole purpose, mix it up. No more familiar fights like this. But that's how they doing. I mean, it is winner versus winner, but still, they could have gave her another winner, right? All right, and the last fight, the co-main event, of course, is the PFL flyweight girl, right? The PFL's main girl, Dakota Ditcheva, versus Chelsea Hackett. Winner versus loser here, right? They got a winner versus loser fight as a co-main event, which is weird. Like I said, when they do these tournaments in other places, it's like winner versus winner is a co-main event, right? But it's almost like if you lose, you actually earn a co-main event. You earn another shot to beat that person. Because let's say Chelsea Hackett wins this fight. That kind of crushes everything, right? That kind of crushes whatever you're trying to push. Now you put Chelsea Hackett loser, and she's able to beat Dakota, and she knocks Dakota up out of the top 2 or top 3, right? And they'll be like, oh wow, like we should have done that, right? So Dakota Ditcheva taking on Chelsea Hackett. Chelsea Hackett got finished by Jena Bishop. Jena Bishop submitted her. This one here is going to be more of a stand-up versus stand-up fighter. And I think that's what they're trying to push here because that'll give Dakota a bit more of a chance. Whereas, Jena would have been a ground threat because if Jena got Dakota to the ground, it would be a little bit more different, right? But here, we got an explosive stand-up fight. Dakota has a very good stand-up game, very solid kickboxing. The power to finish. She has that finish factor about her. Just haven't really got a chance to see her in there with like tough competition to become really like a complete fighter. But as far as her stand-up game here against another stand-up fighter, explosive stand-up fighter, Chelsea Hackett has some size to her too. She throws some powerful kicks. This fight could be interesting. I think it all comes down to how Chelsea Hackett reacts to Dakota's power, but also vice versa. Because Dakota, knowing that she feeling like, okay, I'm fighting a loser here, she might be coming a little overconfident, and that's what Chelsea has to take advantage of. Throwing some side kicks to the body, throwing some hard jabs to the face, and working those leg kicks and being first against a killer like Dakota Ditcheva. So this one here, yeah, it might be a little bit more explosive on the feet, like action-packed, but, style-wise. But as far as, like, significance, I would have rather seen Dakota versus Jena Bishop as a co-main event, and that's just me. So, yeah, guys, that's your lineup for PFL coming up June 13th. I said, yeah, Thursday, June 13th, starts at 5 p.m. Eastern time on let me see, is it ESPN again? ESPN Plus, whatever? Yeah, that's the card coming up. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on it. There's going to be some, action in this card, but there could have been better matchups. I mean, the best matchup on here is going to be Taila versus Jena Bishop. I'm interested to see if Kana can get some get back off of Liz Carmouche, but that's not really a fight I want to see. I know Dakota and Chelsea might be explosive, but that's another matchup that's not really banging like that. I wish Denise Skillholz was in this thing. Yeah, I wish Samika was in this thing because now it's becoming a little bit, but I'll tune in and watch it as a WMMA fan and, got to support the fighters I like up here too as well. So, yeah, guys. Let me know in the comment section what y'all think of this lineup and the matchmaking on this one. But might do a live stream later. We'll talk about it, guys. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.